book is for situations where you may feel like you weren't treated fairly, or maybe you got somebody else wrong, You're working with people that you don't know. So you don't really have the type of relationships with them that you would family. Man, you start those little beefs get started, and people be driving by and we lost Pac and Big.
Why did Hollywood really kill Tommy Davidson's career? Was it because he exposed secrets that were never meant to see the light of day?
The book is for situations where you may feel like you weren't treated fairly, or maybe you got somebody else wrong.
From his rise on In Living Color alongside legends like Martin Lawrence and Jamie Foxx to rumors of clashes with A-list co-stars. What pushed Hollywood to shut the door on him?
Get on me!
Rumors say Hollywood's dark secrets were just too much for Tommy to stay silent about. But what did he see?
You're working with people that you don't know. So you don't really have the type of relationships with them that you would family.
And let's not forget, he allegedly attended Diddy's infamous parties that are now making headlines for the dark secrets they held.
He was out every night in New York. He took me to every club, and I knew he was gonna be something, but I didn't know it was gonna be like that now.
Back in the day, Diddy's parties already had a wild reputation, and Tommy Davidson saw it firsthand. But what exactly happened at those gatherings that made Tommy look at Hollywood in a whole new way? What pushed him to finally speak out?
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the instances, which he called free, and he often electronically recorded them.
These weren't just any parties. Anything could happen, and often did. But Diddy's infamous events weren't the only thing that led Tommy to step back from Hollywood. Word has it, his struggles with the industry started right from the beginning. Tommy got his start in stand-up comedy in the 1980s, impressing audiences with his high-energy performances and spot-on impressions of stars like Al Jarreau, Rick James, and Prince. His talent launched a career that spanned nearly 40 years in movies, TV, and comedy.
On my heart, I love you, baby. Stay right here, and you will see my arms.
But behind the laughs, Tommy's early life was anything but easy. Abandoned as a baby, he was adopted by a white family and moved between 3 states before settling in the DMV area. It wasn't until they landed in Washington, D.C. during the 1968 riots following Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination that Tommy began to understand race and its complexities. He revealed, "I never thought of my parents as white. I didn't know what white was. What I knew was love. I knew friendship, honesty. I didn't know anything about black and white." The realities of race hit Davidson in the face in his new home, and being black grew to be a larger part of his identity. Comedy was also a signature piece of his identity, and even back in first grade, the DC native recalls his school principal referring to him as a comedian. But he was more than just a class clown. Making people laugh came naturally. He revealed, "My talent is God-given, and that gift has taken me so many places and given me a chance to use my talents in different places." That natural gift would catapult Davidson to superstardom. After winning an amateur stand-up show at the famous Apollo Theater, the actor relocated to Los Angeles where he got his big break. Davidson even lived in the same building as fellow comedian Martin Lawrence and performed at Luther Vandross and Anita Baker shows. In 1990, there were no majority black sketch comedy shows, so when the first family of black comedy, the Wayans, debuted in Living Color, the world paid attention. The landmark show launched the careers of actors Jim Carrey, David Alan Grier, Jennifer Lopez, and Rosie Perez, along with Davidson. Appearing on a network television show was big time for any comedian, and the usually confident stage entertainer was shocked by his own success. Davidson shared, "The first time I got on camera, I froze because the reality hit me. I had been working all those years, and I was finally on TV." The show was a springboard for other opportunities like star roles in classic movies such as Woo and Booty Call.
So you want to dance?
It's too late now.
You don't want to dance?
Boop. Leave a message.
However, while he was making America laugh every week, Tommy Davidson was struggling with a serious addiction. I don't make no excuses for nothing. It was just I had a problem, man, and it took me out. And if it wasn't for me having good people around me, I'd be where Elvis Presley is, John Belushi is, Chris Farley. I'm grateful. I don't even trip," he said before adding, "People would sit me down and say, 'Don't you do that,' and it wasn't a conscious decision. It was just one of them things where there was a lot of opportunities available to me, and I was in an emotional space where I was dependent on those things to help me deal with the present reality." He admitted that Keenan Ivory Wayans, the creator of In Living Color, along with others, pulled him to the side to urge him to get help. After he left for a time, Davidson did return to the show, but the cast had made a few changes while he was gone. He said there was, quote-unquote, a lack of quality to the show at that point, and that he missed the friendship he'd formed. In addition to all this, Davidson also revealed that some of his former co-stars had allegedly blacklisted him after he refused to go by their demands. And one such person, according to Tommy, was Jamie Foxx. In an interview with Vlad TV, comedian Tommy Davidson shared some candid insights into his past experiences working with the multifaceted entertainer Jamie Foxx. While many have celebrated the duo's comedic chemistry over the years, Davidson revealed a previously unexplored, darker side of their relationship. He kicked off the interview by recounting the early days of his collaboration with Jamie Foxx. He revealed that their working relationship wasn't always smooth, and the initial signs of discord became evident during their very first skit together. Although Davidson clarified that the infamous underwear incident didn't occur during their debut skit, it was nonetheless a testament to the turbulence that marked their collaboration. One of the pivotal moments in their partnership, as mentioned by Davidson, was the creation of the Ugly Woman sketch. This sketch would go on to become one of the biggest hits of their show, thanks to Jamie Foxx's charisma and comedic prowess. Davidson admitted to feeling gratitude towards Foxx for bringing this sketch to life, as it allowed the two to play off each other effectively. The chemistry they shared while working on this sketch was undeniably strong, but it was the moments off script that revealed a darker undertone in their relationship. Davidson recounted an incident that would, in retrospect, be one of the defining moments of his time with Jamie Foxx. During the Ugly Woman sketch, Davidson was wearing nothing more than a pair of Speedos as part of his costume. As the scene unfolded, Davidson's character was supposed to run from Jamie Foxx's character, portraying an ugly woman. It was in this scene that Jamie Foxx crossed the line, attempting to physically tear off Davidson's Speedos in front of the entire crew.
Dude grabs the Speedos from behind and tries to rip them off of me in front of everybody.
What was meant to be a playful and humorous scene took a shocking turn when Jamie Foxx tried to undress Davidson forcibly. The moment left Davidson feeling humiliated and violated as he recounted the harrowing experience during the interview. In this candid revelation, he made it clear that he held his Speedos in place to prevent a potentially embarrassing situation from escalating further. In a shocking twist, he also revealed that for a brief moment, he contemplated physical retaliation.
For 2 seconds, I turned around and I was like, I'll break your nose. You know what I mean?
Davidson's decision not to engage in a physical altercation was a pivotal moment that could have drastically changed the trajectory of their relationship. In the interview, he mentioned the fleeting thought of retaliating, but ultimately opted for restraint. He reasoned that such an altercation would have gone down in history, altering their careers and possibly their personal lives forever. This moment of contemplation underlines the intense pressure and discomfort Davidson must have felt during this tumultuous encounter with Jamie Foxx. What's more, in his 2020 memoir, Living in Color: What's Funny About Me, Davidson detailed his experience working with Foxx. The Proud Family star admitted that Foxx is talented, yet competitive, and claimed his type of humor was being mercilessly mean. Davidson alleged that Foxx learned that bullying and poking fun of him made him score points with In Living Color creator Keenan Ivory Wayans. Davidson went on to detail another alleged incident that occurred years later when he and Foxx once again shared the screen for the 1997 comedy Booty Call. According to Davidson, Foxx rejected the idea that he was a supporting actor in the film, with Davidson claiming that Foxx was quote-unquote determined to steal every scene he could. Davidson recalled how one day he was challenged by Foxx to play a round of one-on-one basketball. Davidson claims he was leading 9-0 and went for a layup before Foxx allegedly charged at him. "If I had hit my head on the hardtop concrete, that would have been the end of me," he wrote in the book. "I was ready to give Jamie some street fighting lessons too, but the crew pulled us off each other and held me back." Following the release of the book, Davidson had an interview with Page Six, where he revealed that he hasn't heard from his former co-star since he blasted Fox in his book. "I haven't actually heard from him," Davidson told Page Six in an interview. The actor said he doesn't consider the comments he made about Fox as shade. "I threw some light on this because the book actually was about how my odyssey can help the reader," Davidson said. "So I just pointed out all the situations I was in that I was able to eventually transcend. It was really a roadmap for the reader, not only understand something, but overstand it." In his new interview with Page Six, Davidson also said that he's at peace with Fox's alleged behavior. "I did see one of the Wayans brothers the other day, and we love the same. We love the same," Davidson told the outlet. "I am learning just to not have to have the world changed for me to be happy." Additionally, Davidson has in the past also spoken about the pressure that he and other co-stars went through when working with Jamie. "I think the reason we worked so hard to be successful was to keep up with Jamie Foxx," Davidson said. "We all played Keep Up with Jamie." Aside from Jamie, another person that Tommy claims changed after becoming famous was Jennifer Lopez. While appearing in an interview on the Club Shay Shay podcast hosted by Shannon Sharp, Tommy explained how he and JLo had been cool at one point in time. Tommy says that while he was a cast member of the comedic sketch series In Living Color, he, his girlfriend, and Jennifer used to hang out. He says while at an event nearly 17 years ago alongside Danny DeVito, he saw Jennifer and that he walked over to say hello to her.
She was like, "Hi." I was like, "So what's going on? What's going on?" And, just living like, getting some little carrot dip.
The Mississippi native shared that the same thing happened at a later date, and that though he didn't want to take it personally, he also attempted to avoid her for his own feelings. Tommy says that folks had again urged him to say hello to her, and despite his better judgment, he did only to receive the cold shoulder. But this wasn't the first time Tommy recalled his cold encounter with the singer and actress. According to reports from the Jasmine brand, Tommy spoke about the same interaction while appearing on The Wendy Williams Show in 2021. "You know what? I thought about that now. I'm sensitive. It just has to do with what I'm used to. When I have a personal relationship with someone and we talk a lot, when I see them again, I pick it up from where it was. I hadn't seen her in a long time," said Tommy. Shea became hugely famous. Wonderful actress, does so much. And so I'm looking for that same personal relationship that was there before. And people are just people. It's not about her, it's about me. He went on to recall. "We were both at the cracker and cheese table at some function, and I was like, 'Girl, oh man, you're blowing up. This is really cool.' I got a carrot. I was about to eat the carrot, and she was like, 'Yeah,' and walked away. I was like, maybe something's wrong with this carrot." However, Davidson isn't the only In Living Color castmate who thought Lopez was on one. Rosie Perez, In Living Color's choreographer for the Fly Girls, recalled Lopez having diva moments while on the show. Perez spilled tea regarding Lopez's behavior on the show in her 2014 memoir, Handbook for an Unpredictable Life. Perez said other dancers warned her about Lopez and how she manipulated her, the wardrobe, and the makeup team. The Do the Right Thing star didn't believe them until the second act actress went off on her, screaming and pounding her chest. "You pick on me and only me every effing day. I work my A off, deliver, and you keep pushing me aside, treating me like ish. I know I'm good. I'm better than any of these girls, and you know it," Perez alleged Lopez shouted. The irony of J-Lo's rant was the choreographer reportedly convinced In Living Color creator Keenan Ivory Wayans to hire the Bronx native. Despite their beef and Lopez shading Perez with her stating she wanted to avoid the Rosie Perez-type roles, Perez maintained there's no hate for the No Me Ames singer. Meanwhile, one fan commented on J-Lo's attitude towards Davidson saying, "Tommy still seems hurt that Jennifer dismissed him. It's disgusting how someone can think they're superior than others. Unfortunately, it happens more than not." A second fan added, "I never cared much for J-Lo for some reason, so seeing Mr. Davidson tell this story is not surprising to me at all." Anyway, Davidson also exposed the dark side of Will Smith. Tommy Davidson revealed that he once had a run-in with Will Smith over sharing a kiss with Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada had a love scene with Davidson in the 1998 film Woo, and the Bad Boys actor confronted Davidson about the lip lock. "Me and Will had a run-in," Davidson recalled. "I didn't find out that for 15 years because he never told me that. See, he came into the trailer and I was sitting down, right? He's standing over me and he's like, 'I don't appreciate that, man. I don't appreciate that.' And I'm like, 'Well, what you talking about?'" Davidson went on to explain that though he was confused about what Smith was upset about, he kept things civil due to the fact he was sitting and Will was hovering over him. Davidson went on to say Smith stood over him, biting his bottom lip as Pinkett Smith cautioned. Davidson said that he repeatedly asked what Smith was upset about to no avail.
I was like, come on, man. I mean, what's up? Just tell me what's up.
Right.
Yeah, you know what's up. You know what's up. So finally I just said, this is a small place and people are here. We should talk about it.
Davidson went on to say he didn't learn until 15 years later that Smith was upset because of the kissing scene in Woo. The comedian said he found out after he wrote his book, Living in Color, What's Funny About Me, and he speculated about why Smith was mad. The actor called Smith's best friend, Charlie Mack, to ask if it was okay to mention the argument in his book, and Mack told him that the actors gave their permission. Davidson added that the producers of the film wanted the actors to film the kissing scene without having rehearsed at the last minute, and they had to wing it, which caused multiple uncomfortable takes for the actress. He wrote in the book that the only reason he could think of as to why Smith was upset was the impromptu kissing scene, which Mack confirmed when they spoke. Meanwhile, fans have commented on Will's inappropriate behavior, with one particular fan actually blaming Jada for the miscommunication. They said, "I absolutely love Tommy Davidson. He's an awesome comedian and actor." It's sad that Jada Pinkett Smith didn't fully disclose to Will Smith the nature of the kiss, which was part of a movie. Her non-disclosure was narcissistic and childish. I'm just glad that Tommy is okay, and no doubt he has a better understanding of who Jada really is. In any case, Tommy Davidson is not the first actor to face this shady side of Hollywood. In fact, the pressure in Hollywood was so much for him that at one point he seemingly went crazy. In May 1996, Lawrence was picked up by police in a busy Los Angeles intersection after causing a disturbance by screaming at drivers with a loaded gun in his pocket. He then suffered a seizure due to not taking his prescribed medication. According to United Press International, Lawrence was seen walking in traffic around 12:30 p.m. on Ventura Boulevard. Officers apparently found a handgun in his pants pocket. Lawrence was then taken to Charming Oaks Hospital and Health Center. A bystander who saw police detain Lawrence said the police were forcibly putting their arms around him and trying to hold him down because he was fighting so much and yelling. His team said at the time he was dealing with dehydration and exhaustion. "There is no handbook for it. I had to learn by trial and error. I was in it. The glitz, the glamour. I was making the money, had the cars, the ladies. It just caught up." 2 months later, in July 1996, Lawrence was stopped at a Burbank airport carrying a loaded pistol. Lawrence was served 2 months probation for the incident. In March 1997, he was arrested for punching someone in a nightclub and was ordered to perform community service. Dave Chappelle later on commented on Martin's stunt during an interview with Oprah Winfrey. Chappelle pointed out how black entertainers, just as they're on the brink of stardom, often find themselves caught up in bizarre scandals or emotional breakdowns. He mentioned Mariah Carey's sudden spiral after her $100 million deal and Martin Lawrence's infamous gun-waving incident as examples.
What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, "They are trying to kill me"?
If Martin's close calls with the law weren't enough, in 1999, he would experience one of his biggest setbacks after going into a 3-day coma after collapsing from heat exhaustion while jogging in hot weather with a nylon jogging suit and a wool cap. Martin was even put on a ventilator. According to sources, he was jogging in preparation for his role in Big Mama's House. The news source explained that Lawrence had left his home at about 11:30 a.m. Sunday, where temperatures were approaching 100 degrees. By the time a family member found him after he didn't return, he was found on the lawn, slumped over and having difficulty breathing. By the time he got to the hospital, his temperature was around 107 degrees.
And Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, "Oh my God, Martin, are you okay?" And he said, "I got the best sleep I ever got in my life."
However, unlike Tommy, Martin actually gave in to the pressure. You see, following his 1996 breakdown, Martin's career skyrocketed. His roles became bigger, his reach wider. It was as if his breakdown became the ticket to his ultimate success. But according to those close to him, Martin changed after this. Friends who knew him well claim he was no longer the same person. One person who experienced this new side of Martin Lawrence was Ernest Raj Thomas. He candidly delved into the dynamic between him and Lawrence, touching on issues of fame, arrogance, and personal challenges. For starters, Ernest reflected on the early days when Martin Lawrence first ventured into the entertainment world. He acknowledged that Lawrence received his initial break on What's Happening, a tidbit that hadn't widely circulated.
Just on Star Search, but he didn't win. He didn't win Star Search. So his first professional gig was What's Happening.
Okay.
Now, yeah.
Thomas detailed how he graciously extended a warm welcome to Lawrence, even in the face of resistance from other cast members. He hinted at Lawrence's undeniable comedic talent, which inadvertently made Thomas's decision to support him almost effortless. During this period, Martin Lawrence was a budding star brimming with potential. His magnetic charisma and undeniable talent quickly captured the attention of those around him, including Ernest Lee Thomas. The set of What's Happening Now was alight with camaraderie, and Lawrence's humor and vibrant energy injected a fresh vitality into the show. However, as Martin Lawrence's career soared to new heights, transformations became evident. Thomas craftily illustrated how Lawrence's demeanor underwent a noticeable shift. It was a transformation marked by a growing sense of arrogance and an ever-widening chasm from reality. This evolution became increasingly conspicuous as Lawrence ascended the ladder of fame and success. With each rung of the ladder he climbed, Lawrence ventured deeper into the realm of celebrity. The pressures of fame, the insatiable demands of the industry, and the allure of the spotlight appear to have had a profound impact on his persona. The young artist, who was once humble and driven, was now showing signs of conceit and self-importance. Ernest couldn't resist sharing an intriguing anecdote about an unfortunate missed opportunity to collaborate with Martin Lawrence. He recounted how Lawrence regrettably declined a lucrative offer for a film project, leaving Thomas flabbergasted and disheartened.
Man, not only did he not talk, he could at least call me himself and said, no, you got the agent calling me, you know?
Ernest went further to explain the incident, saying,
and then we made the offer. We had offered him $500,000 for 13 days and never heard from the agent after that. Never heard from him. And that's all of it. It was a lot of brothers we offered it to.
All in all, Tommy Davidson's honest take on Hollywood as a place where the illusion of unity can fall apart instantly strikes a chord with many who've experienced the tough side of the entertainment industry. His readiness to dig deep and expose the not-so-pretty truths behind the glitz and glamour has earned him both praise and criticism. Still, it shows his dedication to keeping it real in a world that often values appearances over reality. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.